Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. In this video I'm going to answer two questions which I get asked quite frequently. Number one is, what should I do with regards to developing a 5-star roster, and should I rank up unduped 5-star or 4-star champions? So we're going to look in depth on the pros and cons with regards to developing a 5-star roster and also unduped champions in general within the game, and see if we can come to a logical conclusion of what is good and what is best for you as a player, regardless of your rating and how many champions you have in the game. Based on my own experience and my own current level, I'm not too fussed with 4 stars. If they're unduped, they're unduped. If I have a 4-star awakening gem, I'll more than likely use it on them, unless there's a champion I'm really waiting for. For example, Stark Spidey. Come on, give me that. Come on, I really want that champion. But when it comes to just any kind of generic unduped 4-star, I'm happy to wait. If I get it, I'll probably get it in the next like 3 to 4 months. Based on the amount of 4-stars shards I can grind out in any given time, I think it's fairly frequent that I can get that. Obviously, that won't be the same experience for other people, and it may be a longer time you'll spend with a champion that is unduped. With the main focus of the video being about 5 stars and kind of creating and improving and ranking up a 5-star roster, as you can see, I've got mine here. Some of them have been put up to rank 4 because I can, but unfortunately, based on having to do Labyrinth for Legends to be the next time that I get a substantial amount of tier 2 alphas, a lot of them have stayed very stagnant. But there are two main options that I have, or two big questions that I have to ask myself when it comes to putting a 5-star champion up further within the game. The first thing, and most importantly, if I don't have the awakening gem for said champion of a 5-star nature, then why would I rank them up? And I have to have some extensive or interesting ability about them that maybe doesn't require awakening in order to really kind of tap in some decent playing when it comes to questing and difficult content. And the second question would be, am I largely ranking them up in order to get a better experience when I'm grinding out arena? So obviously I need those points. 5 stars generate a large amount of points when it comes to past the ×3. So would I be theoretically using them a bit more effectively by putting them up further with regards to rank? Yes, okay, you could say that they've improved my rating. Unfortunately, because they're not awakened, it does mean that it can improve my prestige, which is something that I really would like to improve and kind of like help out. But when it comes to you know, just general arena grinding, that may be the only decision that I would have to justify my rank up of champions that are down here on this kind of mediocre type level. So let's talk about these options in a little bit more depth. So let's start off with arena, and this is the thing that's like a very kind of quick decision that you could really make. Is the reason to take 5 stars that are unduped up to higher ranks is based on, well, just trying to get better points from the arena. As you can see with this lot here, we're kind of rocking a good amount of points with regards to what you get out of them. So it would be better to have more of a stronger, like in this kind of like ones here, Blade, Nightcrawler, I wouldn't have any problems with. But when it comes to Morningstar being rank 1 level 25, I wouldn't find her that effective with regards to playing. It's always nice to have the kind of the higher ranked ones that are a little bit more kind of like decent to kind of play with, because when you come up to circumstances here when you're against an enemy that maybe has like a lot stronger opponents, you might find that you want better champions to kind of go at against them. But also, that's not really the main reason why you could look to rank up unduped 5 stars more. So let's talk about questing. Now, when it comes to questing, you really need to consider a lot of factors when it comes to where you want to use these champions and if you want to rank them up. Largely look at the abilities of the champion and kind of say, is their damage output that good? Do they have a fantastic debuff effect? And does it work well with the masteries? So, for example, from the list we have here, some of them are really good with bleed. So we've got Blade and we've got Gwenpool. Both champions don't need to be awakened in order to tap into that bleed ability. Vision doesn't need to be awakened in order to tap into decent power burning and can be quite effective. And there's Nightcrawler as well as Storm. With regards to damage output, they're pretty darn decent, and you'd say that those would be quite effective in this circumstance. So make sure you check abilities first before then thinking, right, I will awaken that champion. Now, a lot of people may not be as fortunate as myself to have decent champions that I feel are good for rank ups and using in difficult content. And you may then have to make a decision. Do I rank up these champions and hold out a longer time period, which you could be waiting for months on end to get something decent out of crystals? And if that's the case, then you need to look at the damage output from things with regards to the abilities. If they've got a debuff effect, then largely they can be used in some circumstances, like maybe even master mode. But when it comes to things with regards to like Act 5, you may find different champions at your 4-star rating that you may have a larger abundance of being more effective to use. So always remember to ask yourself whether you're ranking up an unduped 4 or 5-star. What do I stand to gain from either arena grinding or from grinding out questing from this champion's new higher rank? Is it going to mean that I'm going to be able to complete this more easily? Does it work well with the mastery that I've got? So say you've got a poison immune and you have suicides on, so that means that therefore their damage output is going to be greater than normal, and also they wouldn't get the effect of say the poison. And at the same time, is it going to be better for you in arena? Is it going to mean that you're going to be fighting more effectively and efficiently with a higher ranked champion? You need to largely make those assumptions and as well ask those questions of yourself when you get that champion up further. So what you need to be asking yourself is, by ranking up an unduped champion, what benefit has it made to my roster? And when you ask that question, look at two paths, as we've said, questing and arena grinding. So with the arena grinding side of things, is it going to make that it's more effective for you with regards to fighting? Say that you usually lose when it comes to your rank 1 level 25 champion, and therefore the reason you're putting up is in order to stand a better chance of kind of getting through that difficult battle that's coming up? Or is it a case you're doing it for the questing side of things and you've got a good mastery? So say you've got suicides on and you're poison immune, so therefore you're not having the debuff of the poison on because you're benefiting from massive damage output. You need to ask those kind of questions of yourself. So when considering ranking up an unduped champion, you largely have to focus on two aspects, as we've seen: arena as well as questing. If it's arena side of things, then you're ranking that champion up in order to stand you a better stead with regards to finishing off a difficult 5-star related fight that you obviously may lose being a rank 1 level 25. Likewise, when it comes to questing, first of all, you may have a mastery setup that punishes poison champions that's susceptible to it, but you may have a poison immune champion, so therefore the benefit is that you wouldn't be taking extra damage from that, and it would be theoretically like a lead champion like Captain Marvel or Dormammu or any other poison immune champion in the game. The next thing is check sources online and other various places of champions with regards to what people think of them. If there's a good champion that's unduped, then you probably will hear about it in the game as well as out of the game. Also, take into consideration the toll it's going to take on your resources, your gold, your tier 1 alphas, as well as your tier 4 basics. In particular, the gold. The gold is a big problem in the game at the moment with regards to grinding. You will spend a lot of time in arena grinding out a significant amount of gold. Tier 1 alphas are the next problem, but not as severe as gold grinding. So in short, champions that have great unduped abilities that are debuffs, power control, bleeds, and other great power things like power lock, power stealing seem to be the best champions to go for because they can be used in so many different aspects. Look out to immunities on certain champions and just the abilities in general, because you might find a hidden gem that doesn't really have anything so substantial when it comes to awakening that champion. Also take into consideration your gold aspect, because obviously you need a lot of gold for it, as we've said. And if you feel that your 5-star roster isn't very good, then it may be a case that you've got to focus on your 4-star roster for maybe the next few months before then going, right, I need all my resource on getting these 5 stars up further, because now I have something substantial that I can use in questing and potentially a lot more in my arena grind. And finally, ask that question to yourself: can I wait? Am I patient enough to then maybe focus in the next couple of months on 5 stars as maybe your 4 stars need the resources more. So that's been a video all about unduped champions. At the moment I am boosting my 5-star roster, so I am taking up unduped 5 stars further and using them in quests when I feel that they are useful. These two here, Blade and Nightcrawler, are 2 champions that are unduped that I use quite regularly in my questing and find them quite effective. So that's just my own thought process, but what's yours? If you have any comments, any questions, then put them in the comment section below. Thanks very much for watching this video. I've been RichTheMan. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.